Another fine mess. Stan Laurel. If you're wondering why I'm looking either side, because I stood in the middle of the road with this beautiful mural behind me. Yes, Stan Laurel. Where does Stan Laurel... He wasn't born here, but he lived here. It's Bishop Auckland. Welcome to Rocket Travels and welcome to Bishop Auckland in the northeast. 12 miles south of Durham, 12 miles north of Darlington. It's all good. We're just down in the town centre, and first things first, I'm going to show you this lovely little area with all this lovely graffiti. Check it out. Look at this. The town is pretty much graffiti free. What's that say on there? I've no idea. But yeah, you come down to the top end of town. Apparently this is the top end of town. I did ask what this area would be referred to, what this building would have been years ago. I do not know. They have these lovely great big rolling shutters, like something out of a horror film. But yeah, we're up the top end of town. I stayed in an Airbnb last night. Lovely little back alleys. There's a little back of here. Let's have a little nose in here. What is going on in there? Shall we have a little look? Not a lot. Yes, I stayed in Bishop Auckland last night. I have a property here, and I came to speak to my tenant before. If you've not watched my channel before and you're from Bishop Auckland, I'm a travel vlogger and I am retiring to Thailand. Look at this, absolutely stunning. Like I said, the whole of the town is pretty much graffiti free, but this little area, it's full on. Maybe it's a designated area, I do not know. But absolutely fantastic quality of artwork. Yes, I'm in Bishop Auckland. Stayed in Airbnb last night. Really nice place. Had a couple of beers in the local, the King's, not too sure, King's Head, something like that. Look at these alleyways. Look at this. Wow. There's a beer barrel. Look at this place. Wow. Beer barrel. Have a nice little sit down there. Shopping trolley. They've even graffitied the bin. Look at that. Even the bin has not escaped the graffiti. Look at this. And look, someone's drawn a picture of me. How very kind. This is that geezer from Rocket Travels. Ah, look over here. The Hippodrome. Wow. What would that have been? Cinema? A lot of these old cinema halls are now bingo halls. So the Hippodrome bingo. Wow. Right, we're gonna have a little wander up into the town, show you the shops. We're in the town centre. There's a lot to see and a lot to do in Bishop Auckland. These alleyways. 44% of Bishop Auckland is old school terraced, I presume Victorian terraced houses. That's a big percentage of terraced houses. We're gonna wander down the town. What we're gonna do, we're gonna stay in the town centre. There is so much to see and so much to do here. We're gonna show you some of the infrastructure, some of the shops. There you go, that's where I was last night. Let's quickly go and show you. I was in the King's Head and I was staying just up there in an Airbnb. Airbnb was superb, except there must be about 6 people staying there. And yeah, using the bathroom this morning, I had to actually leave the Airbnb and drive off into the countryside for a wee, because I was that desperate and I couldn't get in the toilet. King's Head Hotel. Met a lovely guy there last night. If you're watching, I do know you subbed to my channel, Crazy Dave. I do know a Mad Dave from Oxford, and now I've met a Crazy Dave. Really cool geezer. Yeah, sat in there on my own, very quiet, and the guy very kindly struck up a conversation, and a really good guy. So if you're watching, Crazy Dave, good man. And yeah, super cool. Right, So we're going to head down into the bottom end of town where the market square is. And if you're not watching my channel before, I do like my architecture, and Bishop Auckland is full of it. It is a very, very busy town. The shopping, I'm not too sure what this street is called. I presume it's a high street, if it's not named a high street. But yeah, we're going to show you around some of the shops, see what's happening. And it is actually Remembrance Day. Church over there, 4 Clocks Centre. Yes, Remembrance Day. So I'm going to be hanging around to show my respects. Later on, apparently there is a parade or some kind of service at the Market Square. This end of town is stretching out from the Market Square area. And yeah, the shops are smaller and stretch out. This shop here, it's a shame, it's a Sunday, so things aren't open, unfortunately. But this lovely little deli, dates, walnuts, hampers. They had all kinds of like little pies and little treats. Yeah, it's Bishop Auckland, my impressions. It's all good, people are really nice and friendly. It is a little bit rugged in places, as you'll see. A lot of YouTubers go to these places in the UK, and they tend to run them down and show the worst areas. Not all of them, but a lot of them. What we have here, Peel Street. There you go, that looks interesting. Yeah, some YouTubers put these places down, and I do my best to promote it in a positive manner, even though there is a rugged side to it. And I did actually speak to local people last night, and without trying to offend locals, or well, trying to be respectful, because it's not just here that's a little bit rugged, it's a lot of places in the UK, especially working class areas. So we're going to show you the good, and we're going to show you, I don't think there's any bad, but you might think it's bad, but we're going to show you the ugly. So there is some very interesting run-down buildings, which I actually find fascinating. The Mitre, that was heaving last night when I went from a takeaway. Tattoo shops. It is very, very quiet. I've got the whole place to myself, man. It's not that early on a Sunday. It's coming up to 10 o'clock. It's very quiet. Anyway, waffling on a bit, and I've got so much to say, there's so much to do. Right, we will see you down the other end of town. Okay, move downtown a little bit. It is a big town, a big spread of shops. It looks like over the years all the major retail shops have moved out of the town centre. There are some like shopping trade areas outside. You know, you've got your KFC, McDonald's, there's Marks and Spencer's, TK Maxx. They're all on these shopping parades outside of out of the town. So it looks like the town has been neglected a little bit, but it is, you know, I mean, this building here, not sure what is that. It's it's Masonic Hall. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. It's got like little gargoyles on there as well. It is totally and utterly run down. Look at that. Wow. I wonder what it is like in there. In fact, this street and next to it, the Mechanics Institute, 1880. Wow, look at these buildings, man. Whoa. Do you know what? As much as some people might moan, they're run down, etc. I suppose some people could see them as an eyesore. They are of interest to Rocket Travels, because he does like his architecture. The Mechanics Institute. Wow. Right, let's have a little wander down here. Like I said before, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly. Make your mind up which is which. And this town seems to serve a wider area. Oh, look at this building. Some of these buildings. Shall we have a wander up there? I'll say it's a shame it is Sunday morning, because I was down here yesterday and it was bustling. But to be fair, considering there are some rundown buildings and some boarded up shops, shutters down for a Sunday obviously, but there are some boarded up shops. To be fair, the town doesn't look that bad. The town's surrounded by many villages: Shildon, Tinsdale, Leholm. There's also, back in the day, this town was boosted by the Industrial Revolution. The main industries here back in the day would have been coal mining and ironworks. Hence, apparently the population boosted back in those days. I think the population at the moment in the civil parish of Bishop Auckland is about 24,000 people approximately. Bishop Auckland Market Square. Check this out. Wow, it's a very impressive market square. I think the church is called St. Anne's. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. First things first, I'm going to show you this over here. Bishop Auckland have a football club famous for winning, I think it's the amateur FA Cup trophy 10 times. And they've been, that's how many times they've won it, but they've actually been in it a lot more times than that. And here we have the football museum shop, the Bishops. Look at that. All sorts of paraphernalia and information about the local football club. So if you're here on a little trip, a little jolly, pay a trip into the Bishops if you do like football. Obviously, if you don't like football, there's a Wetherspoons around the corner. Go and have a pint or a gin and tonic. Actually, there is a Wetherspoons over there. There is also a Spanish gallery. I've done a little bit of research about Bishop Auckland, but I'm only here on a short visit. There's only so much information I can give you. But there is a Spanish gallery. If you're interested, Google it and find out exactly what it's all about. I think it's got something to do with the castle, the palace here, which is up there, which we are going to see at some stage. But we're going to pop over to, I'm presuming this is the town hall next to the church. Is it the town hall? It is the town hall, a very magnificent town hall. Like I say, if you come here you know, on a weekday or a Saturday, there's a lot more going on. Don't be fooled, it is a Sunday morning. And look at the Lovely. Let these cars go. Yes, don't be fooled by its emptiness, because it is Sunday morning, and unfortunately it's the only time I have to vlog this place. And look at this magnificent display for Remembrance Day. The poppies. It has a big tower. I don't know if it's picking up. Big tower up there with a clock. The clock is not telling the right time. Opening hours, it's closed on a Sunday. They got a cafe, a gallery, a library, they got a cinema and a theatre. How cool is that? Owned, Bishop Auckland Town Hall, owned by Weir Valley District Council. There you go. And the cafe in there looks absolutely superb. Now, as much as this is the centre of town, I was actually down here last night for my takeaway, and I was talking to a few locals, and they do come across a little bit disgruntled, especially the younger people, that there isn't much to do in Bishop Auckland. And in this area there are numerous bars, nightlife, entertainment areas that no longer exist, i.e. this place. So I'd imagine back in the day all the young people would have come down here to the market square and had their jolly. It's very, very typical all over the UK. Where I'm from in Rushden in Northamptonshire, things are closing. You know, you go out on a Saturday night, there's like 2 people in the pub. Not everywhere, but yeah, some places are suffering more than others. There's another place here, the Post Chase. Look at that, all empty, closed. I mean, what is to become of these buildings. They will become in disrepair. I mean, look at this one. This is like an old the Queen's Head Hotel. Right, we're going to go back, let this car go. It's like almost in like a, better watch myself in the road. It's almost like a Tudor style building. Such a shame that it is now pretty much run down, approaching derelict. Surely the local council government must do something to these places. Queen Elizabeth I, 1558, 1603. There you go. And across the road you have a very similar, some of these buildings. Look at this big doorway. It's such a shame. Just going to go round the corner. There is a little road lane round the back here, North Bondgate. Yes, just round the corner on the market square we have the Castle Bar. These places are never ever going to open up again as bars. It's such a shame. Such a lovely town. You can imagine it, back in the day when these buildings were maintained, it would have been a lovely little vibe here, especially in the evenings, especially young people. You've got to think about the young people. When I was young, things were happening, you know, bars, nightclubs, entertainment, things to do. There's always something going on. And talking to groups of young people last night, they do come across disgruntled. But yes, Bishop Auckland, super cool. Okay, we are just walking along what's called Bondgate. It is just across the way from the market square, and in the distance there, the castle. Apparently it's called Bondgate due to it was established by the labourers that were bonded by the people that built the castle. So this area would have been where all the workers, etc., resided. Obviously nowadays we have pizzas, burgers. It's a lovely, yeah, and more kebab shops. Some of the shops are open. Some of them are brown bread. Brown bread. I think that's like Cockney slang, in it, for dead. But yeah, a lot of these shops down here. Such a shame. Army surplus store. Look at these shops, man. Lovely fronted shops. Lovely buildings. Lovely little square. I was down here yesterday actually. They got a lovely I don't think you'd call this graffiti. I think this is more like murals, isn't it? Very professionally done. I mean, check out the butterflies. So amongst the abandoned shops, closed shops, there is some beauty. But it does have a lovely ambience. I think if you look into these places and start looking above, like this doorway, this huge great big pink doorway, that is huge. You're going to stand there, man. Look at that. It's huge. Can you see that? Wow, look at the size of that door. DC Gifts. So they do have some little knick-knack shops. There is a pub down here. I think it's called the Bay Tree. It's one of the oldest pubs in Bishop Auckland, going back to 1530 apparently. I always say apparently because if I get it wrong I'll get pulled. There you go, look, jewellery. It's a shame, I'm not too sure whether that's open or closed. Bookshop. So there you go, you as much as you do have some closed down, run down, boarded up buildings, there are some lovely little shops still down here. Bondgate Gallery, look at that, lovely. They do have Newgate Shopping Centre. If it's open on Sunday, we may look later on, probably not. Sam, how do you say that? Samzar's Cafe? Old assembly rooms. See, look, if you look into these places and have a wander and start looking, look at these little blue plaques. Some I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name. It's a violinist, 1782 to 1840, performed here. I presume he must have been famous. So they are the old assembly rooms. We're going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Laurel, the famous comedian of Laurel and Hardy. We're going to go into that in a little bit. I'm not too sure. Right, it's not called, I think it's called the Bay Horse, the pub's gone. We're going to have a little wander up here to the Bay Horse, and then we're going to show you, well, we might show you breakfast, but we're definitely going to show you the castle and do a little bit about Mr. Laurel, Stan Laurel. I was in there last night, Laces. There was me and 2 other people in there about 10 o'clock last night when I come down here to get my takeaway. I got my takeaway here, Grand Bengal. They're both the same guys that run the pizza place and the Indian place. It was all right. Yeah, the food was okay. Out of my budget, but yeah, some things here seem to be expensive, some things don't. But yeah, look, the Bay Horse. GoPro won't pick that up, but I got it right. The original, the best since 1530. Superb. Right, looking back down there, it looks amazing. You can imagine this back in the day. Yeah, all the hustle and bustle. This would have been the centre of town, opposed to the sprawl of shops that that I showed you earlier on. Absolutely, I do like this place. So if you're from Bishop Auckland, Rocket Travels loves you, man. Yeah, it's super cool. Right, I'm going to Spoons for breakfast. Okay, the Stanley Jefferson Wetherspoons in Bishop Auckland. It is cool. Check this out, man. How many Wetherspoons have you ever been into? And they have a roaring fire. I don't think it's a real fire, but yeah, it's nice and warm, nice and cozy. Anyway, here I am. I have traditional breakfast with black pudding and a lovely cranberry juice. So I'm going to have breakfast. We're going to see if we can catch a Remembrance Day, and then we're going to hit the castle, and then I'm going to have a big journey back down south, 4 hours to get back to Rushden. Okay, breakfast done, and lovely people. There's so much to say about Bishop Auckland. It's impossible to do it on this vlog. Maybe come back one day, or come here yourselves and discover. Anyway, I am at Bishop Castle, or Bishop Palace. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful clock and weather vane at the top. And there is the Market Square. And just to the right there, that big building is Bishop Tower. Okay, we are going in. Let's just have a quick look. Opening times, Wednesday to Sunday, 10:30 to 4. They have a deer park and gardens, and there is a entrance fee, of which I will find out shortly. Okay, we are in and on cue. The clock is chiming. Absolutely beautiful, stunning buildings straight away as you come into the castle or palace. Which one would you call it? Anyway, this was built by the bishops of Durham. Bishop Auckland was originally somewhere where the bishops, as suggested by the lovely young lady I talked to in Wetherspoons, as a bit of a holiday home. So all this was built for the bishops to have a little bit of a retreat. Auckland Castle, I would say, from first impressions, the most impressive part, besides the glorious architecture of the building, is this walled garden. Very, very extensive walled garden with all kinds of flowers, and even, they look from the distance, they have a vegetable plot and a lovely greenhouse. And we have some information. The story so far: built in the 17th century by Bishop Trevor. Apparently there was a vinery here. If you're from Bishop Auckland and I'm getting this all wrong, put it down in the comments so we can all learn. We do like, Rocket Travels does like constructive comments. Like I say, it's my first visit here, so I'm kind of winging it a little bit as usual. When you're a travel vlogger, you're in these places for a very, very limited time, but hopefully visually you can see what a wonderful place Bishop Auckland is. I've shown you some the grotty parts. There's a story behind that, I've just been informed. Check out this house, look at this. Wow, well, it's not a house, it's a castle stroke palace. Absolutely beautiful, and it's lined by this castle wall. Absolutely superb. Yes, one of the locals was telling me some of the rundown buildings on the market square, like the old coaching inns, that Tudor building, the bars, the old pubs, public houses we'll call them, there are plans to rejuvenate them. Apparently there are plans for the Tudor one, I think, possibly become a hotel. So that answers my question of what's going to happen to these beautiful buildings. Look at this. Obviously this place is very, very well maintained. It is shut. Otherwise we could go in there. That is either, that would be, because it's a town, it would be a chapel or a church. Look at that. Absolutely amazing building. I will try and put a link for the castle in the description, so you can, if you fancy a visit to Bishop Auckland, you can come along when it's open and view it for all its splendour. But it does look absolutely stunning. What a beautiful place. And it looks like a seasonal feature here is going to be this big tunnel. It's all going to be lit up. Okay, so it's only a little bit of a snippet for Bishop Auckland. Maybe it'll give people a taste to come here, have a break. Like I said, the area is steeped in history. It's steeped in things to do. You know, you could come here camping, you could come here hiking, the Pennines, Yorkshire Moors, and you're also not too far from the coast as well. Absolutely superb place to come and visit. Highly recommended from Rocket Travels, and the people are absolutely super cool, man. Really friendly. Everyone's been talking to me. I was a bit worried coming up here with sticking my camera out, but people have been very approachable and they've given me absolutely loads of information. So we're going to finish off this vlog. It is Remembrance Day. We're going to go up and show our respects, and there's a few people gathering, and yes, we're going to end the vlog at some stage after that. It's time for me to leave Bishop Auckland, and before I leave Bishop Auckland, I've come down to a very, very special place in the town centre. It's called Theatre Corner, and there's a sign. Currently the site of Simon's Butchers. Historically it is the site of the Eden, a Masonic music hall. There's a plaque 1865 to 1874, and then it was the Theatre Royale 1874 to 1892. Now I've been drawn down to the site of the Eden Theatre to pay tribute to a very interesting character called Arthur Stanley Jefferson. If you don't know who that is, you might know him as Stan Laurel from the current comedy duo Laurel and Hardy. And here he is in his classic pose, scratching his head with his paintbrush, with his dungarees. Absolutely superb. Now Stan Laurel wasn't actually born in Bishop Auckland, he lived in Bishop Auckland, and he lived just over there up that street, Princess Street. And there is a plaque on the house which we are not going to film because if someone lives there, no, everyone will be knocking on their door. Anyway, I'm finishing the vlog here with my mate Stan. He's a lot funnier than me. In fact, I'm probably not funny at all. No one actually gets my sense of humour. Anyway, I'm waffling. So there you go, from me and Stan in Bishop Auckland. This place is amazing, beautiful people, lovely architecture. Come and visit. So from Rocket Travels, over and out. We'll see you in the next vlog.